Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of trying to make myself feel better because I didn't do any of my homework today.
Strike!
10 productivity apps, let's go! The first app is called PDFelement, who is coincidentally sponsoring this segment of the video.
Now, really Kai, a sponsored segment in the first 5 minutes of the video?
Well, first of all, let me get my bread, and second of all, I do think that this is genuinely a useful PDF editor. If you don't know, PDFelement is essentially a PDF editor that offers a lot of features. I usually use this whenever I want to make, edit, annotate, or even scan PDF documents for school and other purposes. This app has basic annotating features such as highlighting and underlining. You can also create notes on the side as well as callouts, which really helps in annotating. Now, they really have this cool feature called OCR, or Optical Character Recognition, which sounds like a fancy-ass word because it is. Essentially, it allows me to take a picture of any textbook, and once I upload it to my laptop and perform OCR, I can literally edit the text on the textbook. How cool is that? It even matches the font in the textbook, which makes it really cool for summarizing content. So if you're looking for a PDF editor, head down to the first link in the description below to download PDFelement today. Add over. Alright, the next app we have on our list is, you guessed it, Notion. If you somehow don't know what Notion is, you absolute plebeian, just kidding, I love you. Notion is basically an all-in-one workspace. You can use it for pretty much anything. You can have pages set up for your mood board, your goal list, your movie review page, and a lot more. But most importantly, you can have your page for your notes. Now, if you think I was paid to say this, don't worry, sponsored segment was already over. I'm not that greedy, I promise. Okay, maybe a bit, but I genuinely think that this application is so useful. Honestly, this YouTube channel wouldn't have existed if it weren't for Notion. The reason why Notion is so powerful is because of their database feature. You can create tables and assign different tags to them. You can even create boards, calendars, timelines, and more. Now, why is that useful? It's because you can sort loads of information into a more digestible view. For example, Campbell Biology is one of the textbooks that I'm working on right now. And look at how I'm able to organize the chapters in the book in Notion. I can easily access different chapters just in case I'm lacking in a certain topic. You can even code different formulas for each page. For example, for me, I wrote a code where if you didn't review a certain topic for more than 4 days, it would say that the topic would need revising, which will keep me up to date on the information that I'm learning. If you're into mood boards, organization, and all that, I highly recommend Notion, I swear. I've been using it for 2 years now, and I can genuinely say that it had helped me a lot, and I'm sure it will help you too. Alright, so if you follow medical YouTubers, you might have heard of Anki, and quite frankly, Anki has a special place in my heart, and for good reason as well. If you don't know, Anki is a flashcard application that has active recall and spaced repetition built into the app. Active recall and spaced repetition, I would say, are two essential practices when memorizing information. You can create decks and subdecks for specific subjects so that they are not clumped together. Then you can start reviewing and then revising your self-made flashcards. A lot of medical students use this, and honestly, I feel like this is one of, if not the best tool for memorization and retaining information. You can even easily add add-ons which add extra features. One particular add-on, which is my favorite and personally I feel like it's the most important, is image occlusion. You can copy any image off the internet, and then when you're making a flashcard, click the image occlusion button and boom. You can make flashcards on different diagrams or pictures without too much of a hassle. I mainly use Anki, and I feel like it has been such a game changer ever since. It's free, medical students use it, and you can use it on your phone or your PC. Although I do recommend using it on the PC if you want to make the flashcards, because I feel like it's a much better experience there. And finally, before we move on to the websites, we have pomotroid. Now, this is a very minimalistic Pomodoro timer which you can download from GitHub. If you're not into complicated Pomodoro applications, then this is the Pomodoro app for you. It's a small window where you can start your Pomodoro timer. You can customize the time for each parameters, which includes study time, break time, and long break. You can even customize how many rounds you will take in total. There are color customizations which you can use to fit to your liking, as well as many other options. If you're looking for a small, light Pomodoro app, this is maybe for you. Of course, link down in the description if you want to download it. Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to the useful, productive websites for students. And the first website we have is Grammarly. Now, you've probably seen ads of Grammarly that said something like, "This is Tyler, and currently he's writing an email to his wife Karen, who's filing for divorce. And his current problem is that he can't get it on with Karen. Well, with the help of Grammarly, Tyler is more confident in getting it on. While grammar can't fix your broken marriage, it can definitely fix your broken grammar. Ad over." Okay. Jokes aside, I feel like Grammarly is really useful in writing essays and long paragraphs. You can just copy paste your essay onto Grammarly's editor and it'll just automatically fix your grammar mistakes. I've used this for a while for all of my essays, and quite frankly, even though I'm super careful with my grammar, copy pasting it into Grammarly, I always end up finding more errors that I ever thought would be in my essay. It's free, all you need to do is make an account there, and it's very convenient to use. It's definitely a great grammar check before submitting your document, so yeah, I recommend using Grammarly. The next website is Google Drive, and honestly, if you don't know what Google Drive is, I have no idea what to say. You need help. Google Drive is a place where you can store your files in the cloud with your Gmail account. I can't believe I'm actually explaining what Google Drive is. But there are many other uses to Google Drive. For example, if you use Google Docs or Google Sheets, it's very convenient as it'll be saved as well in your Google Drive. I mainly use Google Drive to transfer files between my devices such as PDFs, videos, photos, and more, as I have Google Drive also on my phone and my iPad. I find it very useful to keep important files on the cloud that I need on a daily basis. I can just upload and boom, it'll be on my other devices with a click of a button. Pretty useful, and I really highly recommend it. Now, speaking of Google, the next website is Google Calendar. Like the name, it's essentially a calendar for you to schedule things. Now, it's great for two things. Now, before I used to use traditional to-do apps, but after I found out about Google Calendar, I found it to be quite useful. Google Calendar has a built-in to-do list called Google To Do, and what I like about it is that it syncs with your other devices. So if you create a Google task in your PC, it will also sync to your Google task on your phone. You can also assign your to-do tasks onto your time blocks. Yes, you can use Google Calendar to time block, which I found super useful. If you like scheduling and creating blocks for your day, then I recommend using Google Calendar. Next we have is an extension for Chrome, and it's called Momentum. Essentially, Momentum is an extension that changes your Chrome home screen into this beautiful wallpaper. It tells you the time as well as this greeting message. So like, if y'all are alone after Valentine's, then this is gonna be your coping app essentially. You can also add your main focus in the center of the screen, as well as including links to other sites that you frequently visit. I feel like it's great because every time you open Chrome, you get to be reminded of what your task is for today. And when you open it, you also find this cool little quote here at the bottom, which will give you a sense of motivation. So yeah, I recommend using Momentum. And next we have on the list is Duolingo. Now, I have to admit, and I have to be completely honest with you, I haven't been keeping up my streak with Duolingo. You know, if No Nut November became, Duolingo November, then I'd probably lose in like 4 days in, but like, yeah, that's too much information. While yes, I haven't been keeping up with my streak, I genuinely think that this is a wonderful app to use during your downtime throughout the day. Essentially, this is a language learning app that helps you learn words and phrases of other languages. What I found nice about Duolingo was the fact that it was quite fun, and if you're quite competitive, well, there is a rank system in which you can compete with others. I found myself learning a lot of Spanish words, and the fact that I'm only in the beginning of my course means that I'm going to learn a lot and a lot more. So if you want to spend your free time productively, I recommend using Duolingo. And finally, the last app on this list, you guessed it, Forest. Forest is a special type of Pomodoro app where you can essentially plant trees in your virtual garden every time you finish a Pomodoro session. Every time you plant, you also get coins, which allows you to buy different kinds of trees. Now personally, I don't really use Pomodoro method that much nowadays. I tend to just study until I finish a certain lesson or topic before taking a break. I find that timers always end up ringing when I'm in the middle of learning a concept like, heck no, like don't freaking interrupt me please. But if the Pomodoro method works for you, then I recommend trying this app. I feel like the sense of planting trees after your sessions would just be a great motivator for you to plant even more trees. You can even use it on the web, which will sync to your phone, which is pretty cool. So yeah, try it for us today. And that's it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. We have recently hit 30k subscribers, and first of all, I'm hella grateful. Honestly, I'm so heartwarmed seeing all of your comments and positive feedback. I hope to see you in the next video. See you guys, and don't forget to drink your water. Bye!